Hey everybody, welcome to the Art of Relationship show. Going to be talking about kink, and it might not be necessarily what you think about, and I'm going to give you maybe some definitions, some insights into kinking it up in your relationship, sexually speaking. So don't go anywhere. Going to be live, so don't go anywhere. Talking about kink in your relationship on the Art of Relationship show, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to Art of Relationships show. I'm your host, as always, Greg Dudzinski, fully licensed professional counselor, relationship and sex specialist. Have been for over now 21 years now. Like I said, old age, my brain, I can't remember, but it's been over 2 decades now. And hopefully everybody's doing okay. And a lot of things talking about sex, right? Sex is all over the place. And let's face it, how many people, how many businesses use sex to sell their products out there, right? From anywhere from definitely jewelry to clothes, absolutely, right? To even buying a house, buying jewelry, everything. Sex sells everything. But especially in the Western Hemisphere, more or less the U.S., maybe Canada as well, talk about sex as a taboo topic. And a lot of people want to try different things sexually with their partner or maybe their future partner, and they're afraid, they're timid to talk about it because they're afraid, let's face it, the guilt, the shame comes in. And I want to get rid about that, right? Get rid of that. I'm about being sex positive and going after what works for you, right? And a lot of people, when you think about kink, that everybody talks about, Japanese rope bondage. What's that? You can Google that. Or, putting butt plugs in, or, that you have to be in severe, dominatrix. You have to be in the S&M, sadist, masochist type of situations. No, you don't. And I'm going to go, give you more insights into kinking it up when, it comes into this, right? So I'd love to see your comments, your questions down below, people. And when it comes into kinking it up, you can go to the more extremes like I just mentioned, but if you look at, hey, I want to be more kinky in my relationship. I want to be more kinky sexually for myself and for my partner, right? Awesome. That would be great if it's for you and your partner. So don't be ashamed to go after what you like and what you don't. Some people, their definition of kink is going into maybe dom play, the dominant submissive play. Some people want to, you hear that, oh, who's your daddy type of situation, they want to go into that dominant daddy role or the dominant mom role, that type of situation. But also with kink, you can go after is about some people, kinky is having sex with the light on for them. And I want you to get permission to get away from the right and wrong. And everybody talks about, the kink movement or what people are in kink. That's okay. It's what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And this is where I want people to be challenged, where it comes out of, what is kinky for you and what is getting in the way of you going after it. Like I said, some people, kinky to them is having sex with the lights on, or having sex during the daylight, having sex while the kids are playing in the living room. That might be kinky for you, and we can expand it about what your thoughts of kink are, number one, okay, and what are taboos, because everybody needs to have their taboos, what they won't do, what they will do, what they want to do, or what they think they might like, but that doesn't necessarily mean what you want to do. So I want to give you permission to go after it. And hey, welcome TikTok viewers out there as well. So I want you to be able to go after what works for you, right? Some people, between fetishes and kinks, everybody talks about they might have a booty fetish, they might have a toe fetish, a foot fetish, that type of aspects. But you also look at, what areas of kink do you want to go into? Do you want to, sort of prowl around the house in certain outfits, right? You have the men out there, maybe they want to wear those thongs with the elephant trunk, hanging out there, or maybe it'll be stiff by that time, right? You can look at different areas of kink that you want to look at. Do you want to incorporate clothing? Do you want to incorporate, even groups, right? And that might be a little more extreme for some people. Everybody talks about the threesome, the devil's threesome, 2 men, 1 woman, those type of situations. And it's not for everybody, and I'm not here promoting that. So please, me personally, I'm not into threesomes. It's just not my thing, right? So I'm pretty normal, vanilla, if you will, but not boring. I got to tell people that. So even, with me, doing sex therapy and being, relationship and marriage counselor, what I help people do doesn't have to be for me, or I don't promote people doing anything they don't want to do. There we go, okay? And I want people to feel safe. And number one is being able to talk about this. That's the first aspect, okay? What do we do to be able to talk about what we want to do to kink up our sex life, to kink up our relationship? And there's some people that are even in their 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s that never have talked about it. They feel shame. They feel shy in those elements. And this is where I want to give you permission to be able to talk about it and to be able to go after, hey, you know what? This is what I want to try sexually in a relationship, man. This would really, I think, would turn me on. I want that. And a lot of people are afraid of what the partner's going to think, or maybe what you are going to think about yourself if you enjoy it, okay? So that's where I want you to give yourself permission and look at certain areas that you want to get into or try. Maybe some people want to, get into anal play, get into rimming, maybe like I mentioned earlier about butt plugs. Maybe they'd like to try it, but they're afraid that they're going to think their partner's going to be grossed out about it, or think that you're weird or sick or perverted or what's wrong with you. This is a judgment-free zone, people, so I want you to be able to be okay with it. In what areas do you want to try to kink up your sex life in your relationship that you're into, that you're not into, and to give yourself permission to explore, number one, verbally within yourself and with your partner, and number two, to maybe put in practice and see, hey, why don't we go after it, and what will it take to promote more of a kinky aspect in our relationship and our sex life, okay? And like I said, to some people, kinky is having sex with the lights on, right? Maybe kinky is doing a certain sex position, reverse cowgirl, doggy style, sideways. Maybe 69 might be kinky to a lot of people. And again, that's okay. It's what you deem, not what I deem, not what anybody else deems as kinky, right? And you need to be clear about what your boundaries are. And of course, when it comes to kinking up or anything about your sex life, you want to feel safe. Okay? You want to feel safe, definitely physically, and you want to feel safe emotionally, mentally, that your partner has the best interest. Everybody talks about, a safe word, what that entails when you're sex. It could be just no, don't, stop. It could be whatever your safe word is, that no, I don't like this, I thought I would, and I don't. And there's no shame in that. Hey, you tried it, you don't like it, it's not for you, and to be okay with that. There's no shame in that. And it's, again, about getting, about that compatibility when it comes into sex, and about kinking up your sex life, that type of aspect. You talk about, I mentioned about, maybe you want to dress a certain way. There's that movement about furries out there, right? Maybe it's ass play. You want your ass to be kissed, licked, touched, that type of situation. There's, the anal play. There's so many different aspects that maybe you're looking at, that you look at, oh, maybe it's not kinky, but it might be kinky to you. Or, when you have two variants, that one person, excuse me, might be into, like I said, S&M and more bondage and dominatrix, more of a domestic servitude, or, sexual slavery, that type of role play. And again, this is all consensual, okay? This is, when I talk about this, it's very crucial that anything to do with sex, relationship, or yourself needs to be consensual, right? No means no. So these are areas that you look at. Do you want to explore? What does role playing mean to you? Do you want to be that, that sexy, slutty, waitress or nurse, and, you're coming in and you want your partner to be that doctor, that type of situation? Or, there's a lot of female doctors. Maybe you can role reverse a little bit, right? So it's looking at what do you envision as far as picking up your sex life, envisioning, what you want to do to explore sex and be okay with that, right? And I'm all for, romantic, sexual, eye-to-eye contact when it comes to sex. And you can be maybe kinky as being more playful, sexy. Maybe you have a pillow fight. Maybe you have sex with all the pillows, and, if you have, down feathers, that type of thing, and they break apart and you have sex on all the feathers and all the sweat and stuff, the feathers stick all over you. Maybe that would be kinky. Well, I can't because I have allergies, damn it. No, but I'm looking at those elements to what defines kinky to you. And you can look online, and I even have a list that I give out to couples, a couple lists, a kink list, and you can just, Google kink lists out there. And, certain things that you might want to try, and things that are definitely a no-go. You can mark it as, man, I'd like to try this. I'd love this. This is a definite no. This is a maybe. So there's variants out there of what you want to try, right? And, break it down to maybe kinky as being blindfolded while you had sex while you have sex. Maybe it's about being tied up in bed. Maybe that's your, everybody talks about being handcuffed or tied, where some might be very traumatic, especially if people out there have suffered from rape and been, tied up and all that stuff, okay? So you have to look at what your boundaries are, and some people have rape fantasies, right? That's part of the, maybe the S&M or, the bondage type aspect, where it allows your fantasies and your kink to come out in what you want to explore sexually to liven up your sex life. And again, no one dictates this, not me, nobody, not your friends. You get to decide, what it is and what kinking up your sex life means. Maybe it's, reliving your high school or reliving your college days, about younger days, about having sex in a car. Remember how comfortable that was, but it was sort of cool. Now you're an adult, 40, 50, 60 years old. You go to have, sex in a car, and you're like, oh, damn, my back hurts. My leg won't move that way, right? So maybe that's kinky. Maybe whatever it is to liven up and, sort of ignite your sex life can be kinky, right? Maybe you've never did dirty talk to one another. Man, I'd love to da-da-da-da-da. I can't wait to you. Why don't you just F me? Why don't you suck me, lick me, bite me, whatever it is. Maybe you've never done that, and that is kinky to you in your views of kinky. Great, terrific. Look at what ways yet you would like it to be, and it's very, very difficult, and I'm honest, if there's a compatibility difference, right? If some people are in, asphyxiation, choking, that type of thing, as far as maybe, when it comes to domination or submissive type roles, and they're in asphyxiation, the other one doesn't want to be choked, or one person wants to be choked and their partner doesn't want to do the choking. They're not comfortable with it. Again, it's not a right or wrong. This is where sexual compatibility can cause a problem. Everybody talks about sexual compatibility when it comes to desire and frequency, right? But this is also a healthy way to explore what would ignite your sex life within your relationship, within, your own sex life, right? Some people are into, swinging. Some people are into, open relationships sexually. Some people are into group play. And again, you don't have to go to that extreme. Not at all. It's looking at what you would like to expand on and get out of your comfort zone to explore and waken up your sex life, right? Maybe you've never had nipple clamps put on you. and I'm talking about the men out there. Everybody assumes it's women, right? Maybe men want nipple clamps on them. Maybe a cock ring, that type of situation you want to put on. A cock ring with a built-in, vibrator, the rubber, penis ring, if you will, cock ring. And that, with the little vibrator that hits on not only you, but the clitoris on the female if you are in heterosexual relationship. Or, and you can look at, this cuts across not only heterosexual relationships, but same-sex, aspects as well, as viewing as what is kinky for you, what is not, doable or enjoyable for you. And some things you might think, I really don't think I like this. And then you try it and it's like, oh my gosh, I love it. And some things, man, I would love this. I would love this, right? And really, I don't really love this, right? So, and it's different, reminiscence of what you want, what you view as an enjoyable, and challenging yourself as far as what is, taboo to you, what is a hard no to you, and challenging why would you not like this, and, what is the angst, or why do you think it's wrong, dirty, immoral for you, and to be able to challenge yourself and have some fun and liven up your sex life. Again, it's not a right or wrong type of situation. It's about looking at maybe oral sex is kinky to you. A blowjob, right? And people look at, oral sex, right? A blowjob, maybe some people never finished a blowjob before, right? And now you want to try that. Maybe that's kinky to you. And maybe you're looking at, oh, it's gross or whatever. Oh, I don't like oral sex. My thing is, would that be kinky to you? Or what do you find gross about that? What do you find immoral or disgusting about that? And I'm all about challenging your beliefs about sex and helping you learn about what you like, what you don't like, but challenging your beliefs about what you don't like and what do you not want in your relationship when it comes to sex, right? Like I said, it can be a new position you want to try. It can be maybe on the deck or in your backyard or front yard at night with all the lights out that you're having sex, right? Maybe that's kinky to you, all the way up to, maybe being submissive, role playing that way, rope playing, being tied up. Like I said about, even, as hardcore as maybe more sadist, masochist aspect, more severe, maybe instead of a little spanky, you want more harder, more firmer, the pain, right? That pain equals pleasure type of situation. That's definitely not for everybody. But again, it's looking at what is good for you and writing it out. What do you deem as kinky in a relationship? Like I said, you can Google a search for kink list or, kink behaviors, if you will. And also, and I also give away or give out to couples, that are having sexual challenges about, I call it's a sexual matrix, or by Gina Ogden, and I integrated my own stuff with it about, I call it the sexual matrix. Now it used to be the extragenital matrix with, from Gina Ogden, but I call mine the sexual matrix, where maybe kinky is maybe licking, sucking, kissing parts of the body that you've never thought of or that you thought was gross or disgusting, and now you want to try that. Again, that is kinky for you, and nobody else deems, what kink is other than you, or what kinky is, what sexy is for you, and to propel that and to give you permission to expand your sex life in your relationship. Again, challenging yourself. Why do you think something is gross or disgusting, or that it's taboo? And a lot of it might come down to beliefs, might come down to how we were raised, right? What our parents, or grandparents, whoever raised us, religious practices, they try to shame us. And I want to get away from that and give you permission in a consensual setting. Remember, when it comes to sex, you want to feel safe, right? And part of being safe, right, is being able to talk about it, what you want to try, what you don't want to try, what you've seen. Maybe it's kinky to watch a porn together. Maybe you've seen porn and you want to try a certain thing. And we know, the legitimacy of porn and all that aspect, right? And there's amateur, there's stuff more realistic, and there's definitely more feminist, women-oriented porn out there too. A lot of good resources out there. Now, you can get ideas about what you want to try, and don't be afraid to talk about it and bring it up and to ignite your sexual relationship, okay? I do have to let you go early, people. I have a dentist appointment, actually. So I appreciate everybody tuning in, joining in. Hey, TikTok, first time I'm doing a live Art of Relationships show live on TikTok now. And I'm going to check out, see how that works out. And as always, you can follow me on social media under LoveGuruGreg. You can also, check out my website, theartofrelationships.org, people. I appreciate it. Peace and love to everybody out there. Everybody take care and enjoy your day. Okay? Bye-bye, people.